guys.
Welcome, misfits. Hello out there to tonight's episode of Midnight Ranting. Why the Matrix is evil. Ooh, super spooky. Very spooky.
From Satan.
From Satan. It has to be from Satan.
Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. Is tomorrow better? Could we rebook?
Tomorrow works better for Satan, yeah.
See, Satan reschedules. He's such a nice guy.
He's very amenable, you know. He's not all rigid and firm. Well, unless you are into that. He's the
kind of guy I feel like you could tap on his door and he'd give you a cup of sugar. Maybe, or an apple. Whatever is on the menu. If you're a rib man, you never know what's for dinner these days. Anyway, tonight we're watching a short message from Bob Larson, oh the wisdom, explaining that the Matrix is in fact the work of the devil. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. One of Amy's favorite Christian pastors in the world.
The wisdom
who touches her heart.
Floweth from his mouth, and that's right. He touches my heart.
He's really speaking the word of God. You know, God is speaking through Pastor Bob.
Ooh, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
But yes, come join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, as we have some hellish cyber fun.
Keanu Reeves as Beelzebub. Yeah.
Got all, it has guns, it has demons. I mean, James, what more do you want?
Clearly,
hot guys,
the work of the devil.
Hot girls. The work of the devil. Clearly. But yes,
obviously,
if you're feeling fancy, mwahahaha, don't forget to like, follow, hi Twitch Sphere, or subscribe.
Twitch bitch.
Hi YouTube community.
Did Twitch just get hacked? Ooh, I guess we shouldn't say that. We'll probably get our video taken down.
I wonder. Yeah, I was seeing something about that.
I saw some internet memes about that as Gilbert
memes. We'll send
memes.
Heart out to the entire Twitch server. I think I just became a Jewish mother, not exactly. Gilbert Godfrey, you gotta go. It's even up here. Ooh.
There will be internet memes.
There will be internet memes. But after you subscribe, you can then hit that bell icon because that's how YouTube gives you reminders. You can join our live streams. Woohoo! What is up, everyone? And we're a little bit of a skeptic channel, including the two schmucks that you see before you.
Two sentient animals.
Two just sentient, they find it insulting when we call ourselves and include ourselves as apes. You calling me a monkey? No, I said ape. We're related
you think Pastor Bob would consider that an insult?
Oh, I'm sure they do. It's actually a fox insult because they just have to pretend to be insulted so they can have like a talking point.
Right.
Kind of like being insulted that it says Happy Holidays on your coffee cup. Just get your pumpkin spice, whatever, and please get the.
You can't say Merry Christmas anymore.
Yeah, you can't say Merry Christmas. Really? Were you held at gunpoint and they're like, say Merry Holidays, Happy Holidays?
Yes.
They couldn't say Merry Christmas.
The woke police came out and duct taped my mouth shut so I couldn't say it.
No one cares. If someone says Merry Christmas to you, the correct response is Merry Christmas. If someone says Happy Holidays to you, the correct response is say Happy Holidays. If you mix it up, that's good too.
Lost your audio, Amy? Or is it just on my end? You guys hear Amy?
How about now?
Now you're back.
It said my browser had lost connection to the internet. No, interweb, Satan. Why are
That's
you?
what happened.
Oh.
That's for talking
Oh my
about
God.
Twitch. That's what happened.
There are actually more evil organizations and people out there than Satan. If you guys are familiar with Comcast or Verizon.
Oh.
No. Sending love. Who? Great. All of them. I'm sure they're all not Polish companies.
Twitter.
Facebook, Twitter, everybody. But we will be opening up the floodgates, or rather the open mic, after we get to see the other side of this topic, because clearly there has to be someone that
Something's
thinks
outside, Amy.
the Matrix is evil. Dun, dun, dun.
You almost didn't make it.
He's doing good. Hi,
he did
baby.
that a couple streams ago. He tried to get up there. He totally failed. Yeah.
That's okay. He's doing good. He's watching Cat TV. I meant to do that. But yes, we will be giving everyone their opening and closing statement. Atheist or theist, liberal or conservative, come as you are, just on the sheets.
You think Bob Larson will come on the stream?
Things. Oh, I bet Bob Larson has been waiting for this. He's been like, I can't wait to talk with James and Amy, my two BFFs.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
We constantly go to day spas together and get Manny and Petties. Me and Bob Larson, where we're like this.
He could come in and ask us when we're going to get real jobs instead of just sitting here making fun of his videos for a living.
That's true. James, you know what we could be selling? We could be selling this book right here. It's funny. They say it's a good book, and yet it's caused so much trouble.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or $5,000 exorcisms. How about that?
That's right. Pew, James. Send in your emojis now.
Yeah.
I wish we were making this up, but this is a real call out that happened to send those emojis that cast the demons out.
At the girl dick level, though. You have to be at that level.
Could you imagine if that worked? Exactly. It had to be at the commander girl dick level. Could you imagine if that worked? Like, there was a demon would somewhere scare the devil that away. Was like, ow, no, not another kissy face. Oh, God, not a winky. Oh God, I was fine with just the
those
tongue
people.
Out, but no, winky.
They bought a Bob Larson membership so they can send these emojis.
No. Oh God, yeah. But yes, you can find. Speaking of which, you can find our Patreon at patreon.com.
Yeah, shameless plugging.
/Amy Newman. Hey. We're just trying not to sell that invisible product.
Yeah. At least you know what you're paying for.
At least you know. Which is, ladies and gentlemen, shenanigans.
Amy will exorcise Jesus out of you. She will get rid of Jesus.
I will say, I have found Jesus to be quite amazing. I find him once a week as a yoga teacher.
Yeah.
Woo, quite the workout.
He's kind of ripped too, huh?
That's right, baby. All right. Oh, no. I'm gonna let
you have your inner tubes. Oh,
they're inner tubes. Do, ding, ding, ding. But in this hard time, when we're definitely talking about not mythological beings like would be in the Bible, that would be giants and angels and demons and oh my. But no, we're sending love to Ko-Cham.
Ko-Cham.
Boom, boom. Whoa.
Dianetics, yeah. There should be a book called Dianetics.
I know. Yo, as if it makes any more sense. You got the self-help guru of Scientology, who we do need to tackle. We haven't really done a good Scientology video. Good old L. Ron Prince himself, money covered.
It's like such like a blatant fraud. It's kind of like in the Joseph Smith category of just.
It is. It's a good textbook example of a guy who knew, at least with the Christians and the Jews.
A lot of them really
the
do
Muslims.
They really believe it.
Probably, yeah.
A lot of them do anyway.
If you're about to make that jump. Back then, you have an excuse. You don't know what a germ is. So, I cut them a little bit more slack.
You don't know what mental illness is. It must be the demons.
You don't know what mental illness is. You don't know what seizures are. You think that someone is being possessed. It makes sense when that's your elders, the people who you trust, are giving you this information.
Women, you look out your window and there's women flying by on brooms. It must be witchcraft.
It must be witchcraft. But also, we are sending big loves to Oz from the Universe Round Table and Tang, Gang, Yo. In fact, there's going to be...
Thanks, Donna.
Yay! This is a very cat-supported podcast.
Yeah.
But are you looking to have better conversations? Are you looking to find a better non-believer or ally community? Then you're looking for the soon-to-be hosted online version of the better event that's going to happen as like an appetizer for the even more awesome, better live event. So tickets on sale now, baby. tartandtang.live.
So Oz will be handing out people with tin cans and asking them questions on the auditor.
Which is 1/3 of a lie detector test. Amazing. Yeah. You got cans that can read if your blood pressure is... Wow.
Oz Hubbard.
But it's that shit that probably seals the deal, because it feels a little bit sciencey. You're holding something. There's a graph that's swiveling up and down. You have someone that looks like an auditor. It must mean something. Exactly. It must mean that we heart Ian Davenport.
Hey, Jesus. Jesus.
That's right. Sending love to everyone out there on the inner tubes, including Ian Davenport. But I'm seeing all you out there in chat.
We got Pat. We got Materialist Dan. Bubblegum.
That's right. And keep on sending those questions or comments in by tagging me at A.B. Newman, and we'll play it up on screen. But also, as we look through, tonight's podcast title in itself, it makes us go, and it makes a grumpy old cuss go, what the?
Yeah.
Because it's like, really? I love it when they take things offensive. They take Harry Potter offensive. They take
big text censorship.
Yeah, just like nonsense things. That he's going to think that the Matrix, it must be evil because it is not fit entirely into, I guess, the Christian narrative, because he's not Jesus.
Neo's your savior, not Jesus.
Oh, you can't have that. That would be mythic structure, which is, almost the majority of movies. But let's ignore that.
We got Bub Elvis. We got Simos out there. Hey,
Simos. Bob Elvis. What is up, Simos Funk? I see bird. I know I can smell a vegetarian bird from far away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go.
But we're also sending love to Diana Smith.
Diana. You've been eating some bird seed, so.
That's right. Well, it's nice to also have a skeptic community that supports women's rights, whatever label you want to call it, just not, I'm more of an egalitarian. I really don't like it when people start to smash people up and down. So you could fight over wages all you want. If you're telling women that they're property, that's a little, you say that a rapist has to marry the daughter.
Yeah, that might be a little extreme.
Doesn't seem like biblical family values to me. Doesn't seem like anyone wins in that, except for the rapist. Actually, you have to do such twisted logic to get
She didn't
there.
want to have sex with me
But
before.
in the time period, didn't you know she would have been worthless after that? And it's like,
Yeah.
I think that brings me back to point A, right? With the women being
Right, yes, because she was a rape victim. Now she's worthless. She's not a virgin.
Yeah,
Nobody would want her.
What the hell are you going to do with her now? Thank you, Bible.
Nobody would want her after that. She didn't want to have sex with him before, so now she gets to have sex with him anytime he feels like it. Literally, anytime he feels like it, because she can't say no. And if she says no, he can just do it anyway, and nobody cares.
Movie.
Yeah,
So
it's like
locked with the worst person of all the people. Whatever.
Yeah.
Empirical objective morality, though.
Praise God.
That's the empirical objective. Yep, praise the Jeebus.
Praise
but
God.
Also praise Pat Lowinger.
Praise Pat Lowinger.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. As we get ready for our fourth episode of Talk Skeptic to Me with 2 scoops of guest
Coming
hosts.
up.
But also watch our last episode of Talk Skeptic to Me where Pat and the 2 schmucks took an archaeological look at the notion of sacredness.
Sacred sites in Cornwall?
Baby.
Yeah. I think that's coming up this week with Pat. Maybe tentatively, I'm going to say Friday. Hopefully that will work out.
Ooh. I think so. I just got a finagle times. I think James is asking me to mod, so I may be modding and then
girl dick
run over and then going over, depending on time periods. If it's just that, I might go and just do talk. We'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. We'll girl dick that around.
Yeah, well, if Pat and they could only do a 9, maybe I'll maybe that.
Yeah.
To be continued. But also, as we look at these claims, when we ask why the Matrix is evil, could we have, I don't know, us and Dale Pastel were kind of looking for, I don't know, a little bit of empirical evidence? I don't know, just a teeny.
If you're going to say it's evil because it goes against God, you should have some type of evidence for this God, right?
You would think. You would think it'd be you would have some sort of physical interaction between this God and his creation.
Not just
I say his because
vision,
they freak out when you say her.
A hallucination. Yeah, you don't want to give Bob a heart attack or send him into convulsions like that.
No.
At the girl dick level, the heart attack.
At the girl dick level.
Yeah.
Oh, but what was the last one that he gifted us with? I think he gifted us with witchcraft, alien demons.
Yeah, witchcraft and alien demons. And
Bob never stops giving.
He did the one video out confirming, just in case anybody's wondering, that he is in fact a male. And you don't have to ask him what his pronouns are. You just know because you just know he's male. So thank you for that, Bob.
Because you know. Thanks, Bob.
If God made him with the penis, so therefore he's male, therefore.
But then just ask them. Yeah, well, and then you asked, how does he have genitals? Well, he doesn't have genitals, but there was the atom.
Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe they're amorphous. Maybe they're.
If so, does God have a Grindr account? Can we ask that? We want to check that out.
Well, he is omnipresent, so he would technically be on all services at once.
On his knees. What are we talking about anyway? We're also sending love as we look around the world. And sending love to Dave Gar. But I don't know. I mean, it could be flat. I mean, it just looks a little chubs. Looks a little chubby. I don't mind a little thickness to the world.
I mean, Science has its model. They've got their model. Can we really know which one is right? I mean, do we really know?
I guess. How can you really? Are you really going to trust your eyes, James? Are you going to trust the data that people gave to you?
Maybe the
that
government
data came from people.
Maybe the government's streaming it to your eyes. You never know. You never know.
Maybe once you get the vaccine, and then the clouds come over by chemtrails. Once the chemtrails run over, they activate our 5G chip, and then the government will know where we are at all times. Of course, they kind of do with your cell phone, but ignore the fact that you are basically walking around for tracking devices at all times.
So when you're in the bathroom, okay, Joe Biden's gonna come through your head, but it won't be through your phone. It'll be through your head because the government.
The government. Are you just gonna trust the government?
He's gonna give you an important lecture about feeding ice cream to seagulls at the beach.
That's how you know it. You're getting the real deal, James. That's how you know you're getting the real deal.
The real deal.
All right.
All 15 feet.
All 15 foot of fat, long, and we're sending love to Scott Duke, the lead hyena of the pack.
On the day shift.
On the day shift.
We're the night shift, they're the day shift.
It's right.
Raining on these Christians parade.
Sending love over to Speed of Sound, or the lovely Answers in Atheism, which you guys should all check out. And he does the weather report where you can see the fantastic Scott Duke hang out a lot.
Atheist Jr. was over there the other day.
Atheist Jr., that's right, baby. Sending love to Atheist Jr. Should go check out his content. Speaking of content,
he's become like the Ken Hovind Hub channel. I mean, he's become one of like the lead Ken Hovind channels for information. It's
if I need to know how long a whale, never mind. No, but sending love to he does. I love his going after Kent. Though I don't know, Atheist Jr. may have his work cut out for him by the police, who also have their eye on Ken Hovind.
I think he's staying. He might be in there. His hotel stay down at the county lockup. He might be in there now, I think.
Oh my!
So I don't know. I haven't checked to see if he's gotten any content out lately, but yeah, that might dry up for a few weeks.
He could do James. He could podcast from jail. It'll be fun. He could call it Dinosaur Adventure Land 2. It'll be great.
3.
Or 3, I guess, right?
Yeah, he had one in Pensacola, one in Alabama. Now he'll have one at the county lockup.
Exactly. With all his new friends. He could talk about how cigarettes can form currency. Anyway, sending love also to
you haven't heard his apologetics on that before. That's another trip.
Skull. Yeah, I'm gonna. Please tell us what the passage for
his cigarette things
soap is.
Oh.
Well, that too.
Yes.
But also our thespian skull. As we read the Bible, we've just passed our 50th episode of our Skeptic
Bible study.
Whew.
We're almost through with numbers, so.
I know. We're taking a hard
almost up to Deuteronomy.
Just like with our shake weights at the Bible, going chapter through chapter, cover
foot by foot,
not missing foot by foot, not missing a drop of the wisdom of all the dukes and murdering and
Balaam,
loveliness. Yeah.
His ass, the talking donkey from God.
Dude, it sounds like a tip your head fedora moment. Did we just finish a chapter where the carrot-made character of the story is talking with a donkey? We did that, right?
Specifically, yes. He hits the donkey, and the donkey objects and is like, "Why are you hitting me?" And the donkey explains to him that there's an angel in front that you can't see, but I can see, and I don't want to go up and hit the angel. He's got a big flaming sword, by the way.
Oh my!
And then, of
Is
course,
that what they're calling it nowadays?
Balaam had to apologize to the donkey and apologize to the angel, and then I guess he could see the angel, and then they had dialogue, and why? Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. Yes, apparently an angel kind of possessed the donkey, or the donkey was kind of still itself and screaming, but
He was still
either
himself,
way,
yeah. Unless it
shit was
demon.
crazy and biblical. Sure,
Both.
No, totally happened.
Well, that goes together a lot.
But yes, thank you so very much, Regos. And last but not least, sending love to Rachel.
She's got it.
Holland.
Rachel.
Woo-hoo.
I thought you would have to get it from Rachel. Like, oh, where is that thing?
Oh my, Ina.
She's got it.
It almost reminds me of James, that there's no biblical slavery. That's what I like about the Bible, is that it's such a wise document that stands the test of time,
Pro-freedom.
that it doesn't have anything in it that would remind us of, time periods where we kind of shed a lot of our baggage.
In fact, I just saw that Modern Day Debate will be having another biblical slavery debate next week with Matt Dillahunty.
Ooh, yeah, I did see Matt, and that's like his classic. You're going to
He's done like 3 of them
with Matt on slavery.
He's done like 3 of them.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's just like being carved. You're gonna get carved up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
It's one of those subjects that I don't even know how people argue this anymore. We have to sit there with
Penis Mars.
With Penis Mars and say, no. Even though it says slave right there, and it says slave right there. Oh, and also the Pharaoh's heart, it actually hardens it over and over and over, and then
Pharaoh
over and over.
hardened it himself, and God just rehardened it after he already hardened it.
Hot.
Why he would have to reharden it if it was already hard, I don't know. But anyway.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Praise God, maybe.
Praise Jeebus. That's right. But all right. I just want to do it to me, baby. I just want to thank once again all of our Patreons. You guys are who make all of this possible. The mods out there, and then viewers like you. So you guys are who make this channel possible.
People posting memes in the Discord.
Said, posting memes. That's right. Head over to the Skeptic and Ranting Discord server if you want. But, why the Matrix is evil is normally the subject of the guy we walk away from on the bus. However, The Matrix, in my opinion, is a fantastic movie. A film about philosophy, computer science, and our place in the universe. It came about around the turn of the century and had a deep impact on my early mind, which at the time was about as deep as the shallow end of a swimming pool. It was my first exposure to the notion of solipsism, or the concept of us being a single mind, which is great because when solipsists throw a party, everyone's invited. While also asking us, could we all just be brains in a vat? Like, whoa. Well, within the canon of the Matrix, our bodies are literally stewing in fizzy water, with us and machines swapping positions as controller and power source. Since then, The Matrix has spawned many movies and other multimedia and has become a cultural phenomena, with the red pill and blue pill entering mainstream vocabulary, along with the general question asked after every bong hit: are we in the Matrix? I don't believe so. But what I do know is that it was made by the Wachowskis, not Satan. Unless, of course, Satan has a contract in Hollywood. In which case, I imagine him operating a boom mic. Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Yeah, we're good. But asking why the Matrix is evil is quite silly. The Matrix, like other movies, is an expression of art. For some, the ideas may be too heavy. For others, it's their perfect cup of tea. For anything else, you'll have to go ask Alice. Thank you. And all right, with that, how are you tonight, James?
Let's get him out.
And is the Matrix from the pits of hell?
I don't know. We'll bring the real star of the show out. Here he is.
Woohoo! That's right.
Yeah. He's the real brains behind the show. The man stirring the pot is Mr. Gizmo here. But anyway, yes, The Matrix clearly is a work of the devil. And I'm sure that Pastor Bob will give us some deep insights into why that is and just how evil it is and how we're probably all going to go to hell if we watch it. Or better yet, if you watch it, you're probably going to be possessed by demons. And the thing about that is if you pay him a lot of money, he will get those demons out of you. So we should all probably be saving up our money so we can get a mass exorcism from Pastor Bob. But anyway, let's see what Pastor Bob has to say.
Woo-hoo.
I wonder if Gizmo has any demons.
Very much, James.
Does Gizmo have any demons?
I don't know.
Evil
Gizmo.
kitty. Evil kitty.
Evil?
Yeah.
Oh, he looks more like an angel. Though I don't know. That's more evidence than we normally get. I'll say when we normally ask for evidence of angels and demons, they're just like, well, they're really
Gizmo is more
realm.
real than
right.
that. Touched by a cat.
Touched by a kitty. And all right.
Not that kitty.
With that.
Thank you, Donna. Yes, he's a nice kitty.
With that, we are going to now hear from the other side. Or rather,
Speak of the devil.
A short video. That's right, baby. By Pastor Bob Larson called Why the Matrix is Evil. Dun, dun, dun. During the show, feel free to tag James W. or myself at Amy Newman in chat with your thoughts, comments, and one-liners. And when we're done, we will be moving on to the open mic so anyone can tell us what they think about all of the wisdom they learned tonight. With that, James, are you ready to start the fun?
Do it to me. I'm not hearing anything yet.
Oh, let's try. Da-da-da.
I was hearing it before, but not now. There we go.
There we go.
We don't want to miss 1 minute of
not one drop
wisdom.
of wisdom. Yep.
I want to speak to you about the new release of the Matrix movie series.
Woo-hoo!
Is the world we know real?
Number 4.
What
baby.
if we're all trapped in a simulated reality? How would we know if we were? Suppose we were all created by artificially intelligent machines using our minds and bodies as energy sources. How would we get out of this matrix of dystopian evil?
Will Bob answer any of these questions?
That was the theme of the 1999 science fiction film, The Matrix, starring Keanu Reeves. The movie featured an experimental form of filming in which the action taking place moves in slow motion, while the camera...
Also, just a shout out, okay? James Cameron does this. The Wachowskis, they did this. When you push the movie industry forward, good things happen. People take notice. They created bullet time. In fact, the rumor is that they had the exact same pitch to Keanu that they gave to Will Smith that he turned down, because they went in front of Will Smith and they're like, okay, imagine you were kicking, but you could see 360 around the kick. And that was basically one of the big pitches that they gave to Will Smith. And he was like,
you didn't like it?
I'm going to go make Independence Day. And he made Independence Day. But he said it was a good idea because they were looking at, I think, Val Kilmer from Morpheus. And so it ended up being, Lawrence Fishburne and not Neo, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And Keanu picked it up. Keanu Reeves was like, whoa, a kick? 360? Let's do it.
I can stop bullets.
I can stop bullets. And yes, Bubblegum Gun. That is funny. So the Wachowskis originally were the Wachowski brothers, and they created the first film. And then one came out as trans for a little while. It was just the Wachowski siblings. Probably a 6, 7 something years ago, a decent amount. And then a few years after that, the other sister came out. So now it's the Wachowski sisters.
Okay.
Though only one of them is coming back to direct. The older sister, I think, is coming back to direct.
The other one is not part of the movie at all?
No, the other one's taking a break. She's like, sealed my deal, but at least we're getting one, and she's actually directing. So I'm excited.
Hey.
And when asked what Keanu Reeves thought of the script, he said that it was, trying to think of the correct word, that he word, big pants to fill. It was epic as you would expect something to a Matrix movie to try to attempt. And so he was excited. That's right. And send in love. I do want to send a shout out if you would like to our Twitch stream, and if you would like to join us on Twitch, trying to get 50 followers on there, so you can find that out. So there is the link. And also send in love out there. We can see, doesn't matter if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch.
We see it all.
Tag us with your one-liners. In fact, I do have to get these because Pat said them. As an expert in various forms of ancient exorcism, both Christian and pagan, I am more than willing to make a special introductory offer of $199.95 for your first exorcism. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a steal right there. Why get Bobo when you can have our very own Pat get that demon out? And then he also says, just mention A.B. Newman at checkout and receive this special offer. That's right, baby.
Well, one Wachowski's sister is still better than giving it over to somebody like J.J. Abrams or somebody god-awful, terrible, disgusting like that. So I'm sure it'll be all right.
That's right. And now I know that JJ is a Christian. I have such torn emotions with J.J. Abrams because I like the Harry Potter books. She seemed to self-trigger herself with trans. It's really her fault. I wish I could give her sympathy. I don't even throw my ring anymore because I just want to talk with her. I wish she would talk with me. We can get over that whole silliness and share beers or something, whatever the hell she drinks. But apparently she was a Christian too. So there was actually two things that we disagreed on. But still sending support to fantasy writers out there. What is up, Amos? Doom, doom, doom.
Hey, Amos.
And Mikey Famine. Woohoo! Got everybody in the house. I see Doorknob Head, Materialist Dan, Bubblegum Gun.
We got Doorknob in the
everybody.
house. Woo-hoo.
That's right. And let's get back into
Spectral
the fun.
Skull.
If you just joined us, we are listening to Why the Matrix is Evil.
Appears to project at a normal speed. If you had seen the original film, as I did, you'd know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we know, Bob.
We know. $500 million and was followed by the 2004 release.
He's jealous.
Matrix.
It's like, I need $5.
And the later, The Matrix Revolution. Comic books and video games followed. Now the world awaits the soon-to-be-released 2021 version, The Matrix Resurrection. In the original film,
that title is going to trigger him. The Resurrection.
Well,
there can only be one of those.
Spoiler alert, he does seem to really get triggered by the notion of a savior other than Jesus. And you're absolutely right, Bubble Beavis. Oh, no, J.K. Rowling, J.J. Abrams is another what a twist guy. He can sometimes be good, but, sometimes you don't always want, what a twist. But people decently like the Star Wars, right? He did okay. I think people were waiting still.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna
go there.
With that.
Well, a bias with of course, the original trilogy. That's where I like the original trilogy.
You're never gonna beat that.
Use more special effects. As a visual effects person, it has trained me to like special effects, which are the real effects, actual explosions, puppeteering, things like that, because that is what lasts the test of time. You want good evidence of this? Go look at the original Jurassic Park where the T-Rex breaks the glass window through. Looks just as realistic as when they shot it. Just as it will stand the test of time because it's a giant freaking crane and a dummy, and it's an actual glass window that broke. It's not visual effects, and so you have real physics.
They could have done it CGI at the time, but 20 years later it would look terrible based on what people will be used to then.
Good rule of thumb in the film community is that you do visual effects for two reasons. If it is actually cheaper to do the visual effect, if there is something that's so crazy that it's just cheaper to might as well, we can't blow up the Eiffel Tower.
Los Angeles.
They will be mad. Or Los Angeles, something. So you have to go and you have to do visual effects or something impossible. We have not met alien species or what an alien spacecraft has. So you need to fudge some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Hero Neo Reeves was offered a choice of two pills, a red one to tell the truth about the Matrix and a blue one to return to normal life.
It kills me on the inside. I know that it's taken on a life of its own, but I just love the classic choice of the red pill, blue pill. The really are you going to make your
blissful
own destiny
ignorance,
or just blissful ignorance, like you said?
Swallow the red, and reality disintegrated. He then awakened in a pod along with other humans attached to an electrical system, harvesting their
We remember the movie, Bob.
I know. What is funny is I don't remember. I remember him going over the Matrix. I remember him saying why it's satanic. He asked the same questions that they do, but I don't think he's ever going to respond to any of the actual questions he asked at the beginning. But
biblical terms are crucial. A crucial part of the Matrix. The anti-hero, Morpheus, who is the Greek god of sleep and dreams, flies in a spaceship called the Nebuchadnezzar.
Common thing in Hollywood, they use a lot of terminology that you're going to see from classical terms, whether it is from biblical or
literature,
Near Eastern,
religion.
or and the Matrix was a hobgosh anyway.
Named after the ancient evil Babylonian king.
Evil.
The last refuge of rebellious free humans is referred to as
evil
Zion,
because
in the Bible means the city of God. Morpheus
it's just such mixed messages, because if they're using Zion in a nice way, because that was where
Nebuchadnezzar,
yes, but the Bible's not, or the Bible, Matrix isn't trying to take a position on the Bible. It is trying to mine cultural artifacts so that it can use it in their movies.
Convinces the rebels that Neo is the one, a savior prophesied to free humanity.
Yeah.
True to typical Hollywood plot lines, a female named Trinity falls in love with a one.
Wait. I never got that point. I want to play that again.
Trinity, like the Trinity of God.
I understand, like the Trinity, but he says true to
typical Hollywood plot lines, a female named Trinity falls in love with a one, and he then controls the Matrix, defeats the villains, and declares a world where anything is possible. Critics and fans have theorized that the Matrix is really based on philosophical ideas borrowed from such disparate sources as Plato, Immanuel Kant, even Descartes. I think
look into some of that, Bobo.
Neo was supposedly virgin born. He was prophesied as a coming savior. His love interest Trinity completes the mockery. In fact, some fans have even created their own Matrix religion.
I know Matrix lore decently. I'm trying to remember them talk about. I know he's the savior, but they virgin and all this.
I've never heard of virgin birth. I've never heard that.
Yeah, that's reaching. And,
I don't know where he pulled that
you
from.
got to come back around from that reach around, Bobo.
The film's depiction of a dream world that is more real than physicality is consistent with the Hindu religious concept called Maya, the illusory nature of matter. The Matrix also resembles the Buddhist idea that what we think is real is only a projection of reality known as Dharma. True reality is samsara, freedom from the moral debt of karma. In Hinduism, nothing in the material world is real. In Buddhism, reality is the endless existence of impermanence. The theology of the Matrix is far more mystical than Christian, despite the biblical buzzwords. Here's my point. The belief system of the Matrix is warmed over paganism, borrowing Judeo-Christian words and themes to deceive the unwary. The Apostle Paul warned of such in 1 Timothy 1:4, where he said that we should not give ourselves to things.
Always love how they have that little bit of like look down on and pagan. They're just like, they're pagan.
It's pagan.
Controversial speculation rather than advancing God's word, which is by faith. In other words, avoid the Matrix and its demonic doctrines, which are described in 1 Timothy 4:1. You may say that watching this film isn't an evil act. But according to 1 Corinthians 5:6, it only takes a little leaven to affect the whole lump. Not only does the Matrix lack biblical spirituality, it deliberately promotes
I'm sorry, was the Bible, or was the, I was about to say, is the Bible supposed to have Matrix spirituality in it? Is the Matrix supposed to be biblical based? Was that their goal? They were going for the Jesus crowd?
Apparently, I mean, people going out and spending money on the Matrix when they could be spending their money on BobLarson.com buying these stuff.
That's right.
Worldview. This film is only for the spiritually mature who have a deep.
I thought that was funny the first time. I like how he's giving a warning that only makes it sound cooler. Like,
Yeah.
only watch this if you're a mature human being. Okay.
Understanding of biblical demonology, and also understand the deception of Eastern mystical thinking.
Your financial.
All right, we'll play that just
We missed
one
the
last
sales
time,
pitch.
and then we're gonna open the open mics in a second. This was a short video, just a nice appetizer that Bob likes to throw like a Molotov cocktail into the internet. We've been watching Why the Matrix is Evil. You're about to have a chance to tell us your thoughts about it. I liked The Matrix. I thought it was a good movie. I almost
Absolutely.
played the MMO at the time. They had an MMO that continued the story.
I don't even remember that.
World. Really? That's so funny. Potential spoiler alert, because I can't confirm anything, but supposedly Morpheus got killed in the MMO game. And so everyone's like, why is there this young Morpheus in the trailers and all this? And it might be because the Wachowskis are figuring out a way to bring Morpheus back in.
Resurrect Morpheus.
And so either through a younger version. And I don't even believe they've asked Lawrence Fishburne about the movie, and his response was like, I don't know, they didn't ask me about it. And you know, at first I was like, man, they didn't ask Lawrence Fishburne. I'm like, wait, well, let's just think of Marvel movies and Marvel actors for the past 10 years. They could be lying, not because they're bad people, but actors, you know, they sign those no disclosures, and then they're like, who? I saw what? Well, we have pictures of 4K footage of you smiling over here. Oh, must be someone else. It's like, okay.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. But who knows? We'll see. You can only find out in theaters. But yes, what's your final pitch, Bobo?
Only does the Matrix lack biblical spirituality, it deliberately promotes a demonic worldview. This film is only for the spiritually mature
I love that.
who have a deep understanding of biblical demonology, and also understand the deception of Eastern mystical thinking.
He never went into demons. Like, now that why did he say it was demonic? He's like, this is a deep question. This is a deep question. It's not biblically sound. Therefore, Satan.
Yeah, because it just promotes a non-Christian worldview, and
I guess so.
He was really lazy about it. They use words from other religions, and you know, Nebuchadnezzar, he was a bad guy. They named the ship after that. They named it was
Makes total sense, James. Makes total sense.
you could make the same video for like why Harry Potter is bad. They use witchcraft. You want to see what the Bible says about witchcraft? There's only two kinds of magic: good magic from God and bad magic from demons.
Oh no,
Witchcraft is from demons. And it is hard to forget. Well, it's easy to forget now, but you don't have to go back too far in the past to the point where we were actually executing people for witchcraft, where there are some parts of the world today where it is viewed as a problem, a social ill, a societal problem that needs to be addressed. We have to address the problem of these people out here casting these spells, and people, like there was a bad crop. There was a bad crop. Who could have done it? Somebody must have cast a spell, to cause the rain not to come or whatnot.
Hot.
Yeah.
And all right, the link is in chat. So if you would like to join us, the link
Zipper
is
is
in
open.
stream. Feel free to come tell us not only why we're right, but maybe why we're wrong. I mean, maybe you think the Matrix is the work of the devil. I was making Hollywood jokes at my opener, where there's a good segment of the people that think Hollywood is working for the devil. I think there's there's a lot of shitty rich humans out there that are doing things,
Definitely.
but that's just humans humaning. We really don't need to blame Satan for that.
Ooh, they latch onto something like, ooh, look at all these crazy Scientologists in Hollywood. Like, look at that. Well, that is true, but it's just people being crazy. It doesn't mean they're all working for the devil.
Yeah, Scientology isn't the work of the devil. It's the work of a guy who got psycho-evaluated, kind of triggered by it, and now he taught an entire group of people to hate psychology.
Well, they told him, actually, L. Ron Hubbard, you can't put out material telling people with mental illness not to see their psychiatrist and not to take their medication unless you have actual evidence that your system is better than psychiatry and the psychopharmacology. And evidence? Did he have evidence for that, AME? No, he didn't have shit.
Silly.
But he whipped it out and he gave him the middle finger and said, fuck you, now it's a fucking religion. Sit on it and rotate. And they did just that. They said, oh, okay, it's a church now. We can't say anything. You can do whatever you want now. Praise L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh. They basically have a holiday over the fact that they got tax-free status. That should show you where their mindset is from.
Every building, every office, every field place that they have has, they call it L. Ron Hubbard's office. They have a stocked office with a locked door ready for him. So when he resurrects and comes back, he'll have an office at any Scientology place he decides to go to.
That is one of the most religious things I've ever heard. That is the only type of logic that comes from religion. No, he'll come back. Oh, we have to go to Staplers?
Someday.
Why? In case he wants paper. Just in case he comes back and needs to start writing. No.
I wonder if anybody ever actually goes in that office. Is it like only the upper echelon have the key to it?
All I need to know is that if you sign a billion-year contract, I have a bridge in Brooklyn that has fantastic views. It could be yours. You can charge everybody through Easy Pass. It'll be all your money. You just got to give me the upfront of the $100, and I'll give you the leasing property.
Is that by your Pacific Front property in Ohio?
It is.
Okay. Great view of the Pacific, right?
It is. In fact, it's basically you can see London from there. It's fantastic. You can see
from the flat Earth, right?
Past Alaska to London. Exactly.
Because on the flat Earth, all you have to do is go high enough, and you can see the whole thing. You can see out into space, right? Well, if there was a space,
I know, James. You're gonna be believing in that gravity stuff. There are people out there that don't believe in space. I don't even know what to do anymore.
But how can you have gas pressure in a vacuum? Dun dun dun.
But James, how do gravity affect on gases?
I think that was the flat Earth debate on Friday you modded, and he's like, and Now this is something science has changed on. They used to have, a line where they'd say the atmosphere ends, I don't know, maybe 100 miles up or whatever. Now they say, well, actually it goes up like thousands of miles to the point where it's like one gas particle. I don't know how big, but it's so thin it's basically nothing there.
It's probably 15.
But they say, oh, now the moon is in the atmosphere. Well, I mean, yeah,
it's cold moonlight. It's how I cook my burgers. But
yeah, that'd be cool. You just leave your beer outside and it'll be cold.
Exactly.
Overnight.
Exactly. Overnight.
If it's a full moon, leave your beer outside. There you go. It's cold.
And so we're going to leave this on for about 15 or 30 minutes. We're just going to keep on ranting on over how silly it is to even ask the question why the Matrix is evil. And so if you have pros and cons, now is the time to join us. But I get the feeling it's going to be hard to find naysayers. There's just some subjects that the theists just sit there like with their hand over their head and like, oh, don't put him in with us. Come on, he's not one of us.
They're like, well, I kind of like the Matrix, so does that make me evil?
I like the Matrix, exactly. I had my popcorn and everything. It was a good time.
I have nipples. Can you milk me?
It's a good movie.
Amazing movie.
Meet the Fockers.
That was Meet the Parents, but yeah, then
Meet the Parents. Oh,
yeah.
They're called the Fockers.
Yeah,
Meet the Parents is
the original Meet the Parents. Yeah, it's an old movie. What was that? Like 99, 2000?
Well, it's old now. Exactly. I live in such a. It's kind of funny from whenever you're born. That's like your time frame. So like I have to remind myself that the 80s wasn't 20 years ago. Like no. That's not how time works. It keeps going.
Yeah, the 80s. That's like 20 years ago.
Exactly.
It's actually like almost 40 years ago, 30 to 40 years ago.
I know. Both of my niece and nephew are heading off to college. That is my craziest thing, which is like, okay. I was waiting for the time where it's like, I'm going to feel an adult. Now I'm going to feel like an adult. Now I'm going to, okay, we're all just a bunch of schmucks. Okay, now I'm starting to get it.
Assholes, schmucks.
A bunch of assholes.
Goes on. We're turning into our parents slowly.
But at least you really do become your parents. In a lot of ways. Kind of funny.
Yeah. That Moonlight, he's really interested in something outside. He's got his... There he goes. There he goes.
Attention. He can do it.
He's climbing back up. He got it. All right, Moonlight. You can do it.
My goodness.
Like Carrie Strug from the 96 Olympics.
Right.
You can do it,
Moonlight. You got 30 minutes or less. I will let this open. You are a brat.
You gonna open up the window for Moonlight?
A little bit, because it hasn't been open, and he's been being good. But this can't stay open indefinitely. Even though I love my baby Moonlight, and he likes his TV.
You've got other cats in that house too, don't you?
We do. We now have Penelope Bear. Well, more like Penelope and Moonlight. They're now brothers and sisters. They've been hanging out, getting to have a good time. She likes Moonlight's food. She's like, oh yeah, it's the good stuff.
What do you feed Moonlight?
That's what I like.
Let's get into the important topics.
It's honestly,
what do you feed Moonlight?
It's not expensive stuff. I mean, if I'm gonna give a shout out, I think it's Meow Mix. It's just eating Meow Mix.
Meow Mix? Yeah. Gizmo likes that. Gizmo is okay with that.
He's pro Meow Mix. I like kitties.
What's the one he didn't like? Kitten Caboodle. He didn't like that one.
Kitten Caboodle.
He's used to eating more high-end stuff.
So. It's so funny. I swear they're exactly like humans in that the good stuff, the healthy stuff that's more money, they don't want to eat, even though probably factually it's probably better for them in almost every way. But
well, yeah, like the lower end food companies, what they do, they focus on just making it taste good. So, but yeah, the nutrition end suffers. I used to sell
But
pet food for a
but it's
living,
just
so I
like
still
us.
remember it all.
We should be eating salads, but we reach for pie. That is our.
But I mean, that's evolution. That's how evolution programmed us to be. Because in the wild, things like fats and sweet stuff like that were hard to come by.
Yeah.
Meat comes with a risk in the wild that you are taking down a living creature that can fight back. So there is a risk reward element there. The reward is it's nutritionally packed with energy and protein for you, but the risk is that so evolution had to make it taste really good, so we would want to go take that risk.
Because you only have a shot, and if you don't make it, then you're not going to be eating. You miss, and then the antelope runs, and
you miss, and the tiger, and then you're dinner.
It's also why predators are so smart. Predators need to be able to think and maneuver around their prey. The prey just has to get out of there.
So yeah, they evolved towards speed and reflexes, where the predator has that, but he also needs cunning and planning and reasoning, and he needs to be able to understand.
Needs to actually be able to think, I'm going to pounce. It's going to scare the crap out of this animal. They're going to run to the right. I'm going to go one step ahead already to the right so that they can run right into my mouth.
Or like you get to like animals that hunt in packs like wolves, where they work together. Or the velociraptors from Jurassic Park. Like they work in teams, like 4 or 5 of them, then they take down a big kill, and then they all get to eat. But they all work together to get it.
It's why mammals
amazing how evolution works.
Exactly. Well, and creationists seem so confused. But once you really understand what's going on, it just makes perfect sense. It fits. It's almost like the common example. Why are there not colorful bugs in a brown forest? Because you can see the colorful bugs, and so they get eaten.
And they hate that, the moth experiment, because they're like, all you did was change the color of moths. Well, yeah, over 100-year period, but over thousands and thousands of years, you can do a lot more than that.
And that's what annoys me. They could put one and one together. They refuse to say, well, if we keep on adding, you could go to 2.
Same.
Okay, add now one more. They won't.
It's the same thing as saying you can drive your car to the next city, but you could never drive it to another county. Or you want to tell me you could drive to another state the same way you drive down the road, just over a longer time period, and it would get you somewhere much further away than where you started? No, that's bullshit. That's micro transport. That's macro transport.
That's my favorite question. Is before we even I like to put our terms on the table, which is, all right, do you believe in evolution? No. Okay, fine. Do you believe in microevolution? Yes. You do believe in microevolution.
That's a variation, but I guess I don't like the term. But I mean,
well, so you don't believe
viruses
in
evolve.
Microevolution. You don't believe in macroevolution.
Macro,
but you still believe in microevolution. Okay,
it's still a dog, Chihuahua or Great Dane. It's still a dog.
Let's just isolate that word for a little bit. Micro evolution.
Micro penis.
Evolution. Do I have to say it one more time?
Micro penis.
Evolution. You are now saying, I just like this type of evolution. I don't like this one over here. It's not special.
We got a visitor.
We have our first open micer of the night, which means we are going to roll into our open mic as we are midnight ranting on why the Matrix is evil, and we got Oz to tell us why or why not. Woohoo! What is up, Oz? Hope you are doing well, and we just witnessed something kind of crazy, which is a pastor claiming that the Matrix is sent from Satan.
No way.
Indeed.
No way. A pastor said the Matrix was sent by Satan or is of the devil.
Your buddy Bob Larson.
Oh, that fucking idiot.
Your buddy Bob Larson. Talk back live with Pastor Bob.
That's your buddy, Mr. Micro Penis. That's your buddy.
Oh my.
Well, that's what I heard when I was jumping on, but that's what she said.
Micro penis, yes.
But what do you think, Oz? It doesn't matter if it's Harry Potter or the Matrix. What do you think when all these pastors just make these claims? Everything has to come from Satan. Now the Matrix has to come from Satan.
Well, it's the... Well, you just hit the nail on the head as I was listening in before you brought me on. Like, there was a time where any and every Christian or Christian pastor or apologist, it's like there is no form, absolutely no form of evolution that is true or accurate or can be substantiated by anything. Like none of it, right?
Right.
But they're now to the point where it's like, well, this part of evolution is probably true, but I can't give you this one. Right? So
I'll make a deal.
Give it another 20 or 40 years, and it's like, well, you know what? We fucked up. Evolution's true, and that's part of the the human or the species process. But that's the thing with Christianity. That's the thing with apologetics, is just Jeff, or the troll face weasel, as we call him, and I talk about this pretty often, is Christians, you find yourself in a really bad spot because you believe in a book that's supposed to be written by this God that I apologize for the train. I of course I come out right when the train's coming, but it's directly supposed to be influenced or written by this God through men. And that book says that this God is the same yesterday, today, and forever, right? So the nice thing about being skeptics or agnostic or atheists or whatever is, as new discoveries come, as science discovers new things and we learn new things, we adjust, right? We adjust and we reposition where we stand. As a Christian, because you do hold true and cling to this God that is the same yesterday, today, and forever, the only thing you can do is pivot. You're on a pivot. It's like basketball. You can't move because you can't travel. That's a penalty. That's a foul, right? You can't do that. You can only pivot. So you never get to change your actual position. You just have to continue to twist, manipulate, and lie about where you're at.
Yeah, you're just bullshitting as your previous arguments are shown to be false. Then you have to modify them.
It just seems like a scary life. It just seems like they're afraid of everything.
Yeah, well, it's and sorry I muted really quick. The train got like right next to my house, but who was I listening to? I was listening to Owen earlier today or yesterday. He was live and so we talk about evolution and all these other things. But like he was pointing out the fact that we're, what month is it? October, and we still got these fucking Christian apologists, prophets, whatever, saying that Trump is still president and he's still going to be president by the end of the year. It's like, what fucking planet are you on?
I would say Earth, but
Any day now, Oz. Any day now.
Yeah, that's what they keep saying. They've been saying that since what, November?
Any day now.
Apparently, comebacks aren't really their thing. They've been waiting by the train station for 2,000 years, I think.
Oh, that's game over. Just end the stream. That was a good one.
We're pulling the real shots tonight, though. If you think these three atheists are just talking smack, you could come on and tell us where we got it wrong. Because with that, we are going to thank you so very much, Oz. We're going to move into open conversation, but the link is still in chat. So we're going to go on for about another 15:30, and then we're going to wrap up and head to Discord. But we had a nice appetizer, a small little platter of a man claiming that the Matrix is evil. It was really a bait and switch, in my opinion. He was basically like, he did the whole philosophical, almost the plug for the Matrix at the very beginning. He's like, how do we even know what we are? And the whole brain and vat. He then dropped that subject entirely and didn't talk about how do we even know we're brains and vats? Check out on some other episode because we're not talking about that apparently. And then he just slowly transitioned into it's Satan. And then he kind of dropped that and then just ended with thank you and please donate.
But Amy, it's only for the mature. It's only for the spiritually mature. I love that
wording. It just makes it sound cooler. It's like you'll only like this movie if it's for adults. That's like telling kids you're going to only like this movie. It has too much of the blood and the violence and all the things that.
But whoa. Like Bob Larson, you're a piece of shit liar. But let's just call it what it is. If Jesus is a myth, but let's pretend for a couple seconds that Jesus was a real character, and when he was walking the earth, he told people that he wished that they had the heart, or I can't remember the exact verbiage right now, but the heart of a child, that they thought like, they thought like a child. So what are you talking about? This is only for the mature. Does that mean you're smarter and better than Jesus? Because Jesus wanted the children.
You would think
it's just condescension, Well,
he wanted he wanted the immature. He wanted the ones that didn't think more highly of themselves than they ought.
Ought to be. Take them down, right?
He wanted people to have a childlike faith and a childlike love and acceptance of him.
Just have faith. You just gotta believe. Believe. Right there in our noodly appendages.
Well, and
it's our real chosen Lord.
If you're familiar with Tang, we our premise there is faith is bullshit.
Faith is bullshit.
And in fact, while we have you on, Oz, I was doing a shout out earlier for the online version, I believe, of Better is about to be coming up. There's like an appetizer Better. Fill us up with even more non-believer fun.
Yeah, so Saturday, all day Saturday is the appetizer for May now because of the really because these Christian motherfuckers don't know how to take a vaccine. We're now going to May. But all day, it's a virtual or online one-day event, and Seth Andrews, Anthony Magna Bosco, everybody that we had, booked is going to be there. Other than Dave Warnock, his fiance's mother passed here just a couple of days ago.
Holy shit! My heart to him and all the family.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's dealing with some of the same. Unfortunately, some of the same bullshit I dealt with my family when my mom passed in was it July or whatever. So trying to figure out, I might just get on camera and bullshit for an hour to take Dave's spot. But everybody else that was supposed to be at the live event will be there.
T-Jump, Dr. Josh.
Who? Dr. Who?
Dr. Josh.
Atheist Handbook to the Old what? No.
Dr.
Woo-hoo!
Oh, you're talking about Dr. Majors.
Oh my.
Dr. Majors will be there. Okay.
No, I'm bullshitting. I'm just talking shit. But no, Dr. Josh will be there. Yeah, all the ones on the regular lineup. Cynthia McDonald.
What about Dr.
Josh.
Majors?
He's actually not a doctor. I just like fucking with him.
Doctor in our heart. He's pretty cool though. So.
Oh, he's cool. He's got a destroyed in freestyle battles with me like 8 times now. But he's pretty cool.
Oh snap!
Well.
Sounds like a glove drop right there.
But if you go to if you just search Tang Tang on Facebook, the event will pop up, and that's where you can buy the online tickets if you so choose to be a part of it.
Woohoo! Go check that out. I'm gonna go try and find that link.
And it's only you get an entire fucking day with the likes of Seth and Anthony and Dr. Josh and so on for $29.99. You can't fucking beat it. It's a whole fucking day.
That's right, and I'm actually sending the Facebook
what platform is it going to be on?
Into chat.
The ticket purchase is through Facebook, but the platform it'll still be on YouTube. Each person that buys the people that already bought a physical ticket for the event that was supposed to be in person, they're getting a free pass. But everybody that buys it afterwards will get a unique YouTube link to a private stream that will not be public. It'll only be for the people that pay for it.
So basically, people are getting just even more content for something they already paid for.
Yeah, they're double dipping, and come April, May. Yeah, come May, we have like 3 additional speakers that are going to be there. So you're like triple dipping.
Ooh. Triple dipping. Oh my! Now we're getting hot.
That's right up Amy's alley.
I know.
Oh, did he say triple
dip,
dipping
baby.
or triple dicking?
And that brings us to our. Woo-hoo.
There went my
Now, I would say we got 10 more minutes, guys, before we head out to the Discord. This was a shorter video. Clearly, Bob wanted to pop as much wisdom into this as he could. I will say I'm still not sure why he thinks that the Matrix is the spawn of Satan, other than it uses some language from the Bible, and it's not the Bible.
It triggers Pastor Bob.
How dare
Yes, Gizmo.
Zion be a location from the Bible and then used in a movie? Only Mel Gibson can make biblical movies, gosh darn it. Yes.
Yeah.
Or the other doctor, what's his name? Can't slow. Oh, Hovind.
Kunk Koresh, as Arnrod calls him.
You're thinking of 4DE370. No. We love Kent. He should come on the stream as long as he has permission to. Anyway, moving forward, this is the trying to find the link. You got 10 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're wrapping it up. So I'm sending it back in chat. I'll be honest, I'm starting to understand why many theists may not want to join this one. Why they're like, if you put us up against this guy and the flat earthers, you're kind of giving us a bad name. I know. We can't help ourselves.
They don't want to get destroyed. They don't want to get destroyed
by us scary non-believers.
Ooh, so scary.
We'll have to do a takedown video.
Oh, we don't hold a belief. We're so angry and so nasty.
I mean,
Why do
they
we
only
care?
have the God of the universe on their side. They just have the most powerful, wisest being in all of existence on their side, and we're picking on them.
Picky.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Literally. And Pat says, who in the hell is this Oz guy anyway? Looks like some sort of BS YouTube atheist to me. Uh-oh. Not only does that look like fighting words, but I think the man, the mission, we got him here with us.
Oh,
good.
Pat
snap.
is in the house.
Oh, damn.
He's not just talking shit, he's entering the ring. What is up, Pat? We are having a completely serious philosophical conversation on why the Matrix is evil, I swear.
A skeptic throwdown.
Well, again, I'm dating myself as far as my age, but this was the exact same conversation Christians in the 70s were having regarding Star Wars and the Force. I mean, it was, they're talking about a metaphysical energy that binds everything together, blah, blah, blah. Anything that threatens the extreme rigidity and non-tolerance of the Christian theological worldview, particularly among fundamentals, this is where they go. Keep your children away from any influence that has them think in any way that isn't dogmatic. And again, since you're allowing just anybody on, which is obvious by just any random YouTube atheist being able to pop up and join the stream, I thought I might as well venture into the deep end of the pool and see my good buddy Oz, and I'm really excited for this weekend anyway.
That's right, Tank Gango.
I would just like to say that Pat has never seen the deep side of any pool. He's typically in the kiddie area, in the shallow area, but we can proceed.
We can proceed.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The gloves are off.
Focus, Newman.
F-U-C-U-S. What does that spell? Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
I did make a note earlier when you and James were talking, because that's what I do. I take notes so I don't forget, because I'm old. I'm getting older. If it wasn't for creation of these controversies, this particular pastor and pastors like him, or preachers, they would lose all relevance to their congregation without stirring up the continual fervor of there being these demonic and satanic forces that are trying to, attack you spiritually, and destroy your quote unquote connection to God and the Holy Spirit, to make you worldly rather than godly. I mean, without this constant barrage of really psychological trauma to his congregation and, making, fear mongering, how many Christians go home and check under the bed for monsters? I mean, in both a literal and figurative sense, but figuratively they do all the time. But I'm sure a few actually do literally. This isn't the way I was raised. I know Oz has a much more, his background with this is a lot stronger than my own. But this seems to be the problem, is that this is spiritual fear mongering. And I just wonder how the rest of you feel about that.
I agree 100%. This is something that he's like, a cultural relevant thing is out. I need to make something about it, and I can't be for it. That's not really the shtick of the channel, right?
It's got to be something to be afraid of.
And get rid of it.
Fear.
It ranges from the Matrix to, horror movies to Teletubbies with these people. Nothing makes them fucking happy at all.
This was
everything
rock and
has
roll.
To be right.
Well, and actually, what Pat said about Star Wars or what have you, like I'm old enough to remember some of that, but even the fucking Matrix. Now I know the new ones like coming out with next month or whatever, but I remember when the original Matrix dropped in 98, 99, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you watch this movie, this is a portal into the demonic sphere, the demonic world, and you don't watch this movie. So you know what I did? I took
Watch
You
that
watched
movie.
it?
I took like 8 drops of acid and I fucking watched it.
Really? What a sentence!
like
I'm so happy.
Sounds like an Oz night. Where's
And how
Sunflower
did that
when we need
go?
him?
I'll tell you now at 40, so I was what, 18, 19 then. I still remember the scene where it's like it's like the camera is like taking you just traveling. It goes to the alarm clock. It's like dun, 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 dun. And I remember, because I was tripping balls, it was like I literally felt like I like face planted on an alarm clock.
That's pretty cool. Well, I probably didn't feel cool at the moment.
But that's
Oh
about it.
man,
But-
I don't know how
but-
you
but
kept
I-
your stuff together. Acid on the Matrix. That is a combo if I've ever heard one. Sounds pretty
and I did not-
awesome though.
I did not become possessed by any devils, any demons, any spirits. Once the acid wore off, I was a human again.
Oh,
Ah, I like how that
Well,
works.
well, that you know of anyway, right?
That's true. That's true. My ex-wife would say I'm still demon possessed, but that's up to her.
And we now have to deal, when we don't have to deal with these guys, we're almost always dealing with it in the opposite direction with presuppositionalists. I'm used to like, how do you even know, getting that question ever since there. How do you know you're a brain rat? How do you know? Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't.
But I'm not used to these guys. Sorry.
No, I think it's because I didn't realize when I was a believer in the stupid fucking high octane evangelical bullshit I was in. I don't even think I realized how presup we were until I was an atheist. Like I didn't understand it. And now I hear it, I'm like, no, just because you think the book says it, it doesn't make it true. You still got to bring the evidence, bro. Like, you know, and that's the thing is, and Tom Rabbit did a great job with Jay fucking Robin, was it yesterday or today, online and breaking it down. It was like, no, dude, just because you think it and the book says it, it doesn't mean it's true. You still have to have external evidence or external critique to be able to align this and justify the claim. Like, you don't just get thrown on one bundle.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
You get to presuppose it, then demand others disprove it, or it's valid.
Yeah, and what, I don't know if you guys have made this observation. I mean, a lot of people have. I'm not the first to make it by a long stretch, but I call it the mountain of the mountain of presupposition, right? You believe, this first premise is a presupposition. Then you immediately add an additional presupposition to it. One of the ones I dealt with recently was someone asserting that the Constitution of the United States was divinely inspired.
Oh lordy!
What the
But
fuck?
when they already had they were already predisposed to, and they had already made the presupposition that the text of the Bible was, divinely inspired and the actual physical word of God, that God could then, through other agents and people, make other divinely inspired texts, and for that person, the U.S. Constitution was divinely inspired. That the founding fathers acted as God's agents to bring forth this country, and that our country was divinely mandated.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, man, what I was told. Yeah,
Like we're like almost like a new godly kingdom.
Correct. Yeah, and this was, this person was a fundamentalist evangelical right. Their politics was extremely right compared to mine, but that was their assertion.
No. Their God loved them. Their God loved them. those people need to very discreetly and quietly be ushered out, because they're the problem in our country. They're the fucking problem. Like,
I
Should be in a
well,
padded room.
I wholly agree with you, but it wasn't, when I was trying to have them address their logic, the first presupposition of, in this case, that the Bible is the word of God and that God acts through agents to bring his word forth and his actions forth, made discussing the Constitution and anything other than a divinely inspired document, because that also included certain levels of infallibility with it, made it really problematic. Because we were talking whether or not, what is the process in our modern governmental system for the amending and adjusting the Constitution and various adding to and deleting issues with the Bill of Rights. And it was like, again, for him, the Constitution was in near religious tones equal to the Bible, which was problematic. Once it becomes a sacred document, we can't have anything even near a reasonable discussion about it.
And that's why I'm literally a pinky nail. After everything that happened with my mom and the funeral and all the Christian family and friends and everything, and watching that and everybody else's shit that I watched, that's why I'm literally a pinky nail away from being 100% on board with Christopher Hitchens in the anti-theist category and saying that religion poisons everything, because that is the most idiotic, insane, fucked up shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
But I'm sure other people have heard this. I would be interested to hear some comments if anybody's heard something like that.
The Constitution can be amended. It has a process for that in there, but how could you amend it if it was from God, if it was divinely inspired?
Favorite part about that is it's called
James
an
went right where I went.
Like, we forget, or I guess not we, they forget that amendments are amendable. It is proof in the pudding, in the word itself, that it is not an infallible document. The fact that we have an amendment to amend a former amendment should show you that these are humans just working off the seat of their pants.
I had to explain that the Bill of Rights wasn't originally part of the Constitution and got voted in later, and that there were initially 15 possible submissions. We ended up with 10. Because not all 15 made it through. This is like, you start having talks about, but then these political views, they're religiously dogmatic, because somebody in a church or someone they respect politically who has a similar religious bent has asserted this stuff. It becomes a matter of conviction at the religious level. Like, you can be politically ardent in your beliefs. I don't really have a problem with that. You can be, quote unquote, a diehard, whatever your political bent is. But when you approach politics like a religion, I start getting really nervous. And that's, in this particular case, this person did. And myself and a couple other people who were discussing some issues with him, it was nope, because. Like when your answer is nope, because this is what I believe, I was like, okay, we really can't talk now.
Well, it's a wall. And I will say we have about 5 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to move into outros and then head over to Discord. But I like our Constitution. I think we have a pretty good Constitution. It comes from a time when they were starting to shed their religious belief system. I'm happy that it came from Diaz. I'm not happy that we'll put the slavery thing over here. That will always be our eternal first sin. I start to use their language and they'll get all excited. How about first bad thing that we founded on? But I like the idea that we have a constitution along with the French that helped us there and everything. But we are standing on the shoulders of giants. We borrowed a lot of things from cultures that existed for thousands of years, even 1,000 years before this Jesus fellow came along that they want to apparently he came down and are you saying that Jesus didn't hand us the Constitution?
Jesus is a myth.
That's right, baby. And Oz is saying Jesus is a myth. I'm just asking for the body. All right.
Hey, look,
It's just a weird coincidence that the body just disappeared, or so they say. Sure,
I'll say this, Amy. Amy, you just said that we have 5 minutes. So I'm saying, like, I hold a strong position that Jesus is a myth. If there's any Christians out there, you have 5 minutes. Come and prove me wrong.
Now's your chance.
I was wrong.
Put this back.
Provide evidence.
You got the call.
I would say for the.
Hey,
For
Amy,
the,
can I want to... Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's not bad.
Sorry, James. I didn't mean to step on you.
On the other side of that,
can I share my screen for a minute? I want to.
Sure.
I want to drive. I want to drive Oz crazy.
Oh,
This picture's by a guy named McNaughton. Okay, so he's an artist.
Thought you were gonna say McNuggets. Didn't go there. That works.
I would prefer McNuggets over whatever I'm getting ready to see.
You guys see that?
Oh, Jesus is a myth. I see it.
That's an artist. Yeah, that's Jesus presenting the Constitution to the United States.
Have you ever seen the better version of that, Pat? Hold on.
Oh, there's several. I mean, there's a bunch of them, but I just thought I could find this one really quick, just so people realize this is an actual belief.
Where's Greg Locke in that picture? Where's Greg Locke?
I don't know. I just think that it's important to look at all the people depicted and what they're doing, and like a judge on his knees weeping.
This is why. You know what, you guys, it's official. I'm an anti-theist. Like, it's official. It happened on your show. Like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. God damn it. God damn it.
I just think
we have people. We have fucking people putting artwork together where fucking politicians and other historical figures are like sucking off Jesus' dick to get the Constitution. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I would say like the extremism. When you go into like that level of extremism, like flat eartherism and stuff like that, then you get to like the sovereign citizen movement, which is a close ally, I think, of the Christian right, and they're just completely out to lunch, but they do a lot of their stuff from the Bible too, and their arguments sound a lot like the ones Pat was talking about, like, oh, it's divinely inspired and your rights come from God, not government, so the government can't,
but
they don't have sovereignty over you.
The original version, I think, right? This is no.
No.
James, I wasn't trying to cut you off, but the sovereign citizen thing, like, I think that's, I've seen a couple people make a decent argument for that, but whatever. I think the more dangerous thing than even that is the Christian nationalist movement, where it's like Christianity should be our government, the Bible should be our government.
Christian Sharia law.
That's what these motherfuckers like Greg Locke and they're all, the cat fucking crazy ass woman and all this, like Trump and Christianity and the Bible should be our government. And it's like, no, it's people like you with thoughts. The fact that these thoughts are in your brain, and they don't just bounce around in your brain, they dominate your brain. And then you spew this shit to people that have malleable brains that then think, oh, you crazy motherfuckers have great ideas. And the next thing you know, we have the 6th, November 6th, where motherfuckers are trying to go into government buildings and do dumb shit. That's what the fuck happens when religion controls shit.
Yeah. It's when you have a superstitious mindset. You don't want to accept a theory, so you accept or you don't know the answer, and there's no theory out there, so you accept a conspiracy theory because it's the easier thing to do.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, the how many times have you guys heard the assertion that when a right-leaning, popular among Christian conservatives president is elected, that it was mandated or it was part of God's plan, right? But they never say it's part of God's plan when the liberal, left-leaning president gets in. It's always that was the devil. Think about the context, what that actually
It's the
means.
devil.
It makes politics the realm of supernatural warfare. And so we
It
wonder why
does.
these extremists emerge out of it.
Means that God loses
did
every
you-
4 years too.
Did you
He
you
does
guys
lose
hear
from
what
time to
that
time, though.
that Robin Bullock that's friends with like Greg Locke and that cat fucking whatever her name is, but he's supposed to be a quote unquote prophet. Did you like just in the last couple 2, 3, 4 days, whatever it is? Again, Telltale did a episode on it, but this motherfucker actually came out and said the only Trump won the election. The only reason he's not in office right now is because he decided to not be president. And all he has to do is walk in the White House and take his rightful position whenever he's ready.
How it works. Also, that's a horrible mindset. Can you just think how horrific? Like, if you were to turn this around into position that a candidate that they didn't like, they would be like, well, it's Venezuela, and it's time for the dictatorial and all the talking words, talking points that come out of their mouths. And damn, James is being summoned by Satan over and over. We do sell timeshares in hell, but I think we're actually going to wrap up tonight. It has been fun. That's right. We have been midnight ranting on why the Matrix is evil. A clearly philosophical, juicy subject, because who doesn't wonder and spend time thinking, is the Matrix going to get me? My lordy. But it's better than Bob Larson's last video that we covered, which was aliens and witchcraft demons. So we're starting to get a general vibe.
God.
And all right, everyone, with that.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, he really is. Either he's an idiot or he is
But how many
selling his stuff to idiots. It could be both.
How big is his congregation? How many people does he reach? I mean, I'm curious if anybody knows.
He's a decent sized YouTube.
He has how many subscribers does he has? Like 160,000 subs.
Oh, Pat Larson's had Mr. I don't call him pastor. Mr. Larson has had a very, very large congregation for a long time.
Well, that's what I'm saying is how. So we're going. Oh, he's an idiot, and he's got an outreach, and as much work as we're doing right now, with my 20 subscribers on YouTube, I have zero impact compared to him. I mean, he is able to shape, change, and alter people's perception of reality to a way that is demonstrably negative, not only for our society, but the world in general.
Yeah,
these are the kind of people, man. They're waiting for fire
making
to
the world worse.
Come from the fucking sky, and for a former Jew, resurrected being to descend from heaven and usher in an apocalyptic world. I mean, think about it. This is what they believe, man. You're laughing, Oz, but I mean, that stuff makes me a little nervous. Like, when you're like, hey, so what are you doing next week? Well, I'm going to take the kids camping. We're going to go to the mountains and enjoy ourselves. And what are you doing? Well, I'm kind of, I'm getting ammunition ready for the apocalypse because, next week might be the week. If your worldviews are that different, if that's your planning.
No,
I want to watch Jesus barbecue my neighbors.
That Pat, that should scare any and all of us. I was laughing at the way you framed it. Your choice of words was hilarious. That's
sorry.
What I'm laughing at.
And all right, even though it looks like James may be taking, he's going in now. For me, it was almost me earlier on. We are now gonna bring in the mimes, ladies and gentlemen. We have had a fun time midnight ranting.
They're almost as straight as Bob Larson.
I know, exactly. At the girl dick level. Why the Matrix is evil we couldn't make up these statements ourselves. It has to come straight from the horse's mouth,
Thank you, Bob.
so to speak. Thank you, Bob. And with that,
The horse's
we are
asshole.
bringing in the mimes. Woohoo! What is up, Pat? I hope you had a good time tonight where we dug into, like I said, the intellectually motivational topic of, is the Matrix evil? What are your final thoughts? Where can people find you?
Well, is the Matrix evil? I'm not willing to go down that way. I mean, does it have some interesting cinematography, some major holes in the plot? But I mean, not my favorite movie. But sure, I mean, I have a couple beers, I could watch the Matrix. And as far as a series goes, we can talk about the declining investment upon your time as far as how sequels are usually concerned. But I mean, this is the kind of thing that it drives us nuts. It's good that you did this show, but it's even more important for people to think about, what does this mean? What does this mean for us as an atheist and skeptic community, that people like Pastor Larson are out there just fomenting this kind of fear among people who are obviously predisposed to believe it? And he's got a huge outreach, and I mean, I almost want it to be criminal, but I won't. And if you want to look at me, go to my YouTube channel, be one of my new subscribers. That'd be great. I'll have a video up. It's actually done. I'm waiting for it to go through the YouTube checking all the craziness that they have to do before you can post a video now. And so I have a blog, Discovering Ancient History at WordPress.com. I will be attending the video at distance version of Better this weekend. So I look forward to seeing anybody that's there. And Oz is going to put on a great production this weekend, and then next year as well with Better. So, thanks for having me on, and I'll just sit back and listen to everything Oz wants to say now.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you so very much, Pat. And that's right, you guys can check that out at tangandtart.live. Tang.live, tart.live. I want to say that like that so people don't just put an and up there in the URL.
At the girl
but
level.
that's right. Speaking of Tang Gang, Oz, we have been talking about, is the Matrix evil, as we midnight ranted. I hope you had a fun time. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
Well, they can find me, tart.live, tart.live, or just go to the YouTubes and put in Tang or Tart or the Atheist Network group will pop up. And we do have an exciting event coming up Saturday all day with Seth Andrews, Anthony Magnabosco, Dr. Josh, Cynthia McDonald, and the rest of the Tang crew will be there. So it'll be a blast. And then the other thing that we solidified today, put everything kind of on paper, is there is a really cool segment coming to Tang on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. And it's called Unordained, and it's a group of about 8 to 10 former evangelical pastors that are now atheists that will be answering questions, taking calls, and that's going to be bad fucking ass. And then as far as the Matrix,
that will be awesome.
Yeah, I'm totally looking forward to that. But as far as the Matrix is as demonic or devilish as He-Man was when I was a kid. And I found out quickly that He-Man and Skeletor and She-Ra were not demonic. So fuck Bob Larson and all his bullshit.
Woohoo! Thank you so very much, Oz. And that's right. Go check out an event that is making the non-believer community better. Woohoo! And with that, I'm handing off to you tonight, James. It has been an interesting one, to say the least. The Matrix? Why is it evil?
Because Jesus doesn't like it. It makes Jesus sad, you know. And probably makes the Virgin Mary sad, too. They're both up there crying together about it. So, you know, the least we could do is to go to Bob Larson's website and buy a bunch of his shit, because he needs our money more than we need it ourselves. But, yeah, guys, thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks, Pat, for coming on. We got Pat's episode coming up shortly. Thank you, Oz. We will have to be sure to check out that event on this coming Saturday all day with the Tang Gang. That sounds awesome. And thanks, guys. We will be back on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so very much, James. And all right. I hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Midnight Ranting. Why the Matrix is evil. Dun dun dun. Where we watched a short message from Bob Larson explaining that the Matrix is in fact the work of the devil. Who knew? You got to check on the back of the cereal box, ladies and gentlemen. It's the only way you know how. I want to thank
that logo up
my
there. It
co-host.
means the proceeds go to the devil.
What?
Yeah.
Not
It's
only
on a lot
does
of the
it not
products you
have
buy.
fiber, but it sends my soul to hell. Ah.
Yeah,
you
you're
gotta
getting possessed by demons. Half the products you buy, it all goes to the devil.
I knew it. Damn you, Keanu Reeves. Anyway, I want to thank my co-host, James W., along with our guests, Oz and Pat, and our awesome mods who make this stream so great. All of the people in chat, and of course, viewers like you. If you're feeling fancy and enjoyed the show, feel free to like, follow if you're on Twitch, and subscribe on YouTube. And then you can hit that bell because that lets you get reminders to join our live streams. After the show, we will be heading over to the Skeptic and Ranting Discord server, the link of which is in the description below. Lastly, if you'd like to help us make even more fun content, we offer some unique perks for our supporters by checking out our Patreon at patreon.com/Amy Newman. I'm Amy Newman, and we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Good night, everyone.
At the girl dick level for the Patreons.